Thank you. Hello. My name is Tej. I am from New York. I'm an entrepreneur. And I'm an imposter. I'm an imposter. It's nothing illegal. But for the last 3 months, and possibly for the last 3 decades of my life, a part of me has felt very fake. So what happened 3 months ago that caused me to feel like an imposter? So I turned 36, and my current company, it's my second startup, started to fall apart. Now this is not something unusual. We as entrepreneurs know that this is the game we play. Our job is to come up with a plan and then adjust and adapt to succeed. But something was different this time. Something felt wrong. It was coming from a place of pain, and I was very scared. And, I decided to, with the help of a coach, face this pain. And with this coach, I cried. I wept. And I said to the coach, I haven't cried like this in 30 years. And he looked at me kind of funny. And that's when I realized that that's not normal. It's not healthy. I always thought that men don't cry, especially CEOs. We're designed to be strong. We're resilient. That's why we win. And I didn't realize how much damage I'd been doing to myself for 30 years. And the coach asked me, so what happened 30 years ago that made you cry like this? And I said instinctively, 30 years ago, my grandfather was murdered. And boom, just like that. In that instant, my entire world collapsed. Inside, destroyed. Once again, I was a 6-year-old boy, terrified, with no clue what to do. And I had no choice but to invent this imposter in order to survive. I'm a 36-year-old man, and I have to go back to work tomorrow with a team and investors, but I'm destroyed. So what I thought I would do tonight with all of you is walk you through the facts of who I am, the objective truth of who Tej is, and at the same time walk you through the emotional interpretation of each of these facts. So the facts are simple. I said them when I got up here. My name is Tej. I'm from New York. I'm an entrepreneur. That's who I am. So we'll start with fact 1. My name is Tej. It's short for Tejpaul, Tejpaul. My parents moved to the US a little over 40 years ago from India and decided to give me a name that had both my ethnic heritage, Tej, and my American birth, Paul. And decided to raise me as Paul so that the other kids could pronounce my name, so that I could fit in. Very clever, very strong of them. But it ended up being a real source of weakness. I became ashamed of Tej. I only wanted to be Paul. Paul fit in. Furthermore, once my grandfather was killed, I associated so much negativity to that part of my heritage that I didn't want anything to do with Tej. Then I turned 18, came to terms with my name. It's the first thing I say when I meet people. I might as well, deal with it. And I adopted Tej. It's my name. But every single time I introduce myself, for a split second, I have anxiety. And I think, am I Tej? Am I Paul? Who's going to be better, more accepted here? Who's going to fit in? And regardless of the choice I make, I feel like an imposter. Fact 1, my name. Fact 2, I'm from New York. As Arnaud said, I'm as native as you can get from Manhattan. I was born on 19th Street and 2nd Avenue. The soil of this island The concrete of these streets flows through my blood. I define myself as a New Yorker. I define myself as an American. But when people see me, I believe, I know, they don't necessarily see that. They see my skin. They see a brown man. They see an Indian. And I know this because of the questions I get. Hey, where are you from? Oh, New York. No, not really, where are you from? It's like, okay, thanks. When's the last time you went home? Well, I just told you I was born down the street, so technically I never left. Or my favorites, some of the more intelligent folks. You must love this heat. You must cook great curry at home. Okay, so fact 3, and the reason we're all here. I'm an entrepreneur. 7 years ago, I left my great job to start a company. Raised millions of dollars, hired a phenomenal team, built products that reached tens of millions of people, and I sold the company last year and recently started my second company this year. Now, this is obviously a very brief summary of a 7-year experience. But certain expectations are set when I say I built and sold a company. It's the reason I'm here tonight. Expectations that I'm successful, that I might be wealthy, I'm probably pretty smart, and I must be brave. But I don't feel any of those things. So much so that I started my second company to prove to myself that it was real, that I am all those things. And for a short period of time, it worked great. I had a brilliant idea. Brilliant. I felt like an artist. I couldn't believe it. The inspiration, the muses that came and gave me this gift. I raised money in a lunch. I pulled together the best team you could imagine in New York, and I built a product that I believe is my crown jewel. It is the most beautiful piece of design and technology that I have ever created. And I had a plan. I knew how I was going to bring wealth, success, and all this, and fame and fortune, all this stuff. However, that plan fell apart, as should have been expected. But what wasn't expected is that I would fall apart as well. So what good is it doing me? What conclusions am I coming up and just, being naked in front of you and telling you all this stuff? But something very profound has happened. Actually, tonight, hearing everyone else speak, we're here at an event called Stand Up for Passion. And one thing I can tell you for certain is that imposter is not standing up for passion. That imposter is wondering if you can pronounce my name. That imposter wants you to think I'm successful. That imposter cares about everyone else, what they think, and not about me. And if I think about my passion, and I think about passion of all the other people here, my God-given gift as an entrepreneur, as a New Yorker, as Tej, is the ability to create, to build things that are in my heart, regardless of what anyone else thinks or what the outcome will be. And I know that every day of my life that I'm not standing up for that passion, I am being an imposter in my own life. So thank you.